Hello students, last class we have discussed the general characteristics of the phylum Arthropoda. Now in this video we are going to start with the physiological characteristics of the phylum Arthropoda. So let us see what are the physiological characters or characteristics of phylum Arthropoda. Okay, so first thing we'll see about the digestion. Okay, so in the digestion part, see what happened to this organism. They are going to have tube within tube body plan. So body plan we know from the general characteristics. Now if this organism have tube within tube body plan, then what type of digestion they are going to have, what type of digestive tract they are going to have. See, this organism will have a complete digestive tract because they are going to have mouth, separate anus, and to join this mouth and anus they are going to have a alimentary canal. So in this alimentary canal also they are going to have three divisions. They are foregut, midgut and hindgut. Okay, so just see, if it is suppose this is mouth, this is anus, then this is the foregut, then after that they are going to have the midgut, then after that they are going to have the anus. Okay, so their whole digestive tract is complete. Why? Because they have separate mouth and anus, and to join this they are going to have foregut, midgut and hindgut. Okay, remember that this is about their digestion. Now come to their type of digestion. That means they are going to have extracellular or intracellular digestion or both. Okay, so obviously without any exception we can understand in the phylum Porifera what we have seen. This organism had the intracellular digestion. Whenever it came to phylum Coelenterata and Ctenophora, they had both extracellular and intracellular digestion. Whenever it come to the next organism, right from the platyhelminths, means till now it will be continued to the last phylum. Even in case of chordates, in case of us, what happened? We are going to have extracellular type of digestion. Remember that this is important. So we are going to have complete digestive tract and extracellular digestion in the phylum Arthropoda. Remember that. Now come to the next characteristics, next physiology, that is about their respiration. Okay, now to see for respiration, what type of respiration are available. See, this organism, they live in aquatic condition as well as in the terrestrial condition. So this organism will adapt their respiratory organ to survive in the aquatic condition as well as in the terrestrial condition. So how many such type of respiratory organs are there? See, first of all, if it comes to some species, they are going to have gills. So gills are present in case of aquatic organisms like prawn. Okay, so prawn, lobster, daphnia. Okay, so these organisms are going to have gills. Those organisms which live in the aquatic condition, simply they are going to have the gills. Okay, in one group of animal, they are going to have book gills. Okay, so what is book gill? That means these gills actually will present in just like a open book format like this. Okay, so that's why it look like a book, open book. So that's why it's known as book gill. Otherwise, these gill lamellae are present parallelly one after another in two rows. Okay, so this is the book gills. So this book gills, this is present in case of the living fossil. I told you about the living fossil in the last class. What is that? It is in case of the king crab or lemurus. So in case of lemurus, what we can see, these organisms are going to have book gills. Next one, next characteristics, that in case of some organisms, they are going to have book lungs. Okay, it just look like the actually advanced form of book gills itself. It is present in case of terrestrial organism. What are they? These are present in case of spider and scorpion. So spider and scorpion, they belong to a specific class in the phylum Arthropoda, that is Arachnida. Arachnida is actually a phylum where these organisms will form the webs. Okay, the spider web you can see. So this is Arachnida. Next one, some other organisms, they will have tracheary system. Now what is tracheary or tracheolar system? So this tracheary or tracheolar organs, this system is present in case of the insects. Okay, if you see in case of cockroach, okay, so if I give you the example of cockroach, this is cockroach, they are going to have two long tracheas, and to connect those tracheas from outside, they are going to have some small pores. Okay, and from these pores, the long tunnels, they are going to join to this long two tracheas. Okay, what those small pores or holes present on the lateral sides of the body, they are known as spiracles. Okay, they are known as spiracles. So spiracles, they are present in the lateral sides, which have some tunnels which ultimately join to the large trachea which is present inside their body. Okay, so in the tracheary or tracheolar system, this is present in case of insects. Okay, remember that this is about their respiration. Okay, one thing let me tell you, this is very much important, that whenever it comes to you, what happens to us? Our respiratory system will take the gas to the lung. From the lung, who will take this gas to your tissues? This is blood, right? What happened to this grade of organism? See, this tracheary or tracheolar system, this is present in case of the insects, where every tissues, they're having direct connection with the passages. That means they're taking the atmospheric air directly into their body without the help of any type of intermediate circulatory system. So they do not take the help of circulatory system, that is blood, and able to take the gas directly from the atmosphere, from the environment, with the help of the tracheary or tracheolar system. Now come to the another point. That point is about circulation. Okay, I will tell you what is the reason why they are going to have the respiration, why they will not take the help from the circulatory fluid. See, in case of this organism, remember, arthropods have open circulation. Okay, remember, they are going to have open circulation. What happened to the annelids? What we have seen in the annelida, they had closed circulation. But in case of this phylum Arthropoda have open circulation. And this open circulation means they do not have the blood vessels. Blood vessels are not present. Blood is simply flowing in the coelom. So that's why the coelom is known as hemocoel. Remember that. So the coelom where the blood is circulating, that is the hemocoel. Next thing you have to know that this organism do not have any type of pigment like respiratory pigment, hemoglobin or erythropoietin, which is present in the phylum Annelida, which is absent in the phylum Arthropoda. So they lack the respiratory pigment. So if they don't have the pigment, the color of the blood, what should be the color of the blood? It will be colorless, white. Okay, so we can call this is colorless. Okay, so this organism will have relatively less developed circulatory system, and that's why to adapt that less developed circulatory system, they have a very well developed respiratory system. So in case of this organism, circulation is open type where blood vessels are absent. Blood is simply flowing in the hemocoel. Okay, so they are going to have the coelom where the organs are present, and the organs are directly butted by the blood. So this is present in the coelom. So that coelom is known as hemocoel. This organism, they do not have any respiratory pigment. So that's why the blood of Arthropoda cannot transport the oxygen or carbon dioxide. So that's why they're going to have a very well developed respiratory system who take the gas and transport it directly to the tissues, not taking help from an intermediate circulatory system. In case of us, what happened? Our system is modified in such a way that first of all gas will come to the lung with the help of respiratory system, and after that from the lung the gas will be taken up by the circulatory system, that is hemoglobin of the blood, and it will transport to the tissues. This is not happening in case of this organism Arthropoda, remember that. Now after that come to the next characteristics, that is nervous regulation. Okay, nervous regulation is important. See, in case of them, what type of nervous regulation is present? See, once again, this organism are going to have double ventral nerve cord. So this organism are going to have double ventral nerve cord. That means on the ventral side, this organism are going to have two long spinal cord like things, that is known as double ventral nerve cord, which resembles, it is going to be one, but actually it is not one, it is two. So that's why they are going to have double ventral nerve cord, where this is provided with some ganglia. So ganglia are developed. They have developed the brain also. Okay, brain is there, ganglions are present. What is ganglion? I will tell you later. Just for now, just remember they are going to have ganglia as well as they are going to have brains too. Very important, other type of organs, some sensory organs have developed. What are those sensory organs? See, in case of them, eye is developed. See, till now we have not seen the eye, but for the first time in case of the phylum Arthropoda, they have developed a photoreceptor. Okay, and that eye is compound eye. Now what is the meaning of compound eye? Compound eye means they are going to have what type of vision? That is mosaic vision. Wherever they see, they will see like having some graphics in the vision, that is known as mosaic vision. In case of our eye, we are going to have only one lens. Okay, but if you see in case of the arthropods, like one example I can give you, insect cockroach. In the cockroaches, they are going to have around 2000 lenses in each eye, and they are known as omatida. So this omatida or the lenses, they are in number 2000 each eye. Okay, so what happened? This is because the reason why they are going to have what type of vision? This is known as mosaic vision. Remember, lot of time it is asked. Okay, what type of eye they are going to have? Compound eye. In case of us, this is simple. Why? Because our eye is going to have only one lens. But in case of the arthropods, basically in case of the insects, we will see one species will take as an example, that is cockroach. In case of cockroach, what happened? They are going to have around 2000 lenses per eye. So that's why the vision will not be simple type, it is mosaic vision. Okay, other than they are going to have tactile receptor. Tactile receptor means those sense which help in understanding the touch. Okay, so they are going to have tactile receptor, touch receptor. They are going to have chemoreceptor. Chemoreceptor means they can understand the chemical nature of the compounds. We have two type of chemoreceptor. One is nose, who can understand smell, and another is the tongue, who can take the taste. Okay, similarly in case of them also chemoreceptors are present. This organism are going to have antenna. Okay, so this organism will have antenna. So this antenna will help this organism to smell. So this is one type of chemoreceptor, as well as it is also responsible for touch. Okay, so antenna are present. Then they are going to have a tongue type of thing. Tongue is also present. This organism can smell also and take the vibration. So they can understand the vibration also. Which organ of your body is responsible for understanding the vibration? It is eye, by which we can able to hear. So what happened? This antenna is also acting as that same function. They can understand vibration. So the another organ I can tell you, this is important, that is known as Johnston organ. Okay, so this is Johnston organ, which is present on the antenna of mosquito. Okay, Okay, so this Johnston organ is present in the antenna of the mosquito, which is also a sensory organ. So different varieties of sensory organs are present throughout the body. They will have the touch receptor or tactile receptor. They can smell, they can take, they can understand taste, they will understand also vibration. So this is the nervous regulation. They will be the different sensory organs. So after that, let's just move to the next characteristics. So another type of organ, that is sensory organ, that is also present in case of the arthropods. What is that? That is statocyst. Remember, statocyst is the organ which is acting as a balancing organ of the individual, of that organism. So that statocyst was also developed in the phylum Ctenophora. If you can remember, in the Anidaria or Ctenophora, I have told you that in case of them, they also had developed the first balancing organ, that was statocyst. So that statocyst is also present in the phylum Arthropoda also. This is also one sensory organ. So those type of sensory organ we have completed. After that, come to the next characteristics, that is about their excretory organ. Okay, so for their excretion, how many excretory organs were present? Remember in the annelida what we have seen? In the annelids, the organ, I told to remember how to remember NN. They have the nephridia. In the annelids, they have nephridia. In the arthropoda, what is present? Number of organs are present actually. See, the nitrogenous waste product can be ammonia, can be uric acid. So this organism have Malpighian body. Okay, they're going to have Malpighian body. They're going to have green gland. Okay, they're going to have antennary gland. So a number of glands are present. Okay, so this type of organs are present in different type of organism. The classes, as this organism is phylum, is very large phylum, and that's why a variety of excretory organs will be also been seen in different classes. Now after that, come to reproduction. See, this organism, they are completely dioecious. Dioecious means this organism will be completely sexually dimorphic animal. They will have separate male and female organism. And yes, this organism will have sexual reproduction. Generally, they will prefer sexual reproduction. If it comes to fertilization, see, fertilization is generally internal. That means this is happening in case of the terrestrial organism. In the terrestrial organism, the organism will have fertilization inside the female tract, inside the female body. The meeting of male and female gamete will occur. Yes, because some of the organisms are also aquatic, they may have external fertilization. But in case of the terrestrial animal, so in case of terrestrial animal, they are going to have internal fertilization. And yes, in the fertilization point also, one thing you have to remember, that they are egg-laying animals. They are oviparous animal. They lay eggs. Okay, remember. So those organisms who lay eggs, they are known as oviparous. Those organisms which give birth the young directly, they are known as viviparous. In case of human being, we are viviparous animal. If you see in case of birds, birds are oviparous. Okay, remember that. Now come to the development. Last point in the physiology, that is development. If it comes to development, in case of Phylum Arthropoda, the development will vary species wise, individual wise. The development will be different, but yes, indirect development is there. That means they will have lots of larvae. Yes, they may have larvae or they may not have. So depending upon metamorphosis, actually we are going to have different type of species. Okay, so let us see all those on the basis of development. Okay, on the basis of development we are going to see different species. So the first species is ametabolous type of animal. Ametabolous means which organism which do not have any larval stage. Okay, so which do not have any larval stage or no metamorphosis. Okay, so this organism do not have metamorphosis. That means the young one, they look exactly similar to the adult. Okay, which lack the larval stage, which do not undergo metamorphosis. These organisms are known as ametabolous organism. Okay, one example I can give you, that is silverfish. Remember, silverfish is very much important. Why? Because you have to find, suppose one type of question can come. Suppose find out, there will be 4 options. Find out the odd species. So they can give you lots of fishes like the prawn. Suppose some of the arthropods can be given with that another fish species, that Pisces that can be given. So you have to find out the odd one. It is not a fish. So silverfish, which is a arthropoda. Remember that. Next one, Phlebotomus. Phlebotomus means those organisms which have gradual metamorphosis. So those organisms which have gradual metamorphosis, that means this organism develop the larvae, but those larvae pretty much similar to the adult. There is example I can give you, that is cockroach. You may have seen the cockroach larvae in your home because it is this cockroach live in the house. So what happened, their young exactly look like their parents. The difference is they do not have the wings and their color is little bit slight less or light in color. Otherwise rest of all the characteristics are same, okay, with the adult. So those organisms which have little differences from the adult, those larvae, they will undergo gradual metamorphosis, which are known as Phlebotomus. Examples: cockroach, bedbug, grasshopper, mantis, praying mantis, locust, termite, weepook, mantis, that is pouring. So this type of animals, they are going to have Phlebotomus condition. Next one, C, that is hemimetabolous organism. Hemimetabolous means those organisms which have incomplete metamorphosis. They will have metamorphosis, but this is incomplete metamorphosis. They will have larva. Larva is not exactly the complete different physiology and with different morphology. Little bit similarity will be still present. So what are they? They are dragonfly, mayfly. They are the examples of hemimetabolous or having incomplete metamorphosis. Okay, next come to the holometabolous. That means now this organism will have complete metamorphosis. So we will have the example like butterfly, mosquito, moth. This organism will have complete metamorphosis. After that, we'll move to the last one, that is hypermetabolous. Hypermetabolous means they will have a number of larvae. That means still that they will have they will change the larval stages. Okay. One example is there, that is Lyta or blister beetle. This organism will have a number of larval stages. We cannot even count. Okay. We can count, but yes, this type of organisms are there depending upon development, depending upon metamorphosis. Some of the organisms will not undergo metamorphosis, ametabolous. Some of the organisms will undergo gradual metamorphosis known as Phlebotomus. Some of the organisms will have incomplete metamorphosis. They are known as hemimetabolous. Some of the organisms will have complete metamorphosis, that is known as holometabolous, and some of the organisms will have number of larval stages. Very high numbers of larval stages in the life cycle is been seen. They are known as hypermetabolous. Okay, so remember there different examples. Those examples are going to be important. Okay. After that, before completing the video, let's just see a little important point also. What are they? The different types of mouth part. Different organism will have different modes of taking food. Okay, so let's just see all of them. First of all, biting or chewing type. Those organisms will have the mouth part like this. They can take the food, they will bite it, or they will chew the food. Example, cockroach. Okay. Next on piercing, those organisms will have a small spine, small thread like thing. We understand what is happening in mosquito. That type of mouth part is piercing type of mouth part. Next one is chewing type of mouth part. What is that? Honeybee. Honeybee used to chew like this, like this. Next one, sponging type of mouth part. If you see the housefly, what happened? They will have a sponge-like thing in their mouth part, and they will take their mouth part in front of the liquid juice. Suppose then from that mouth part, the food that liquid will just get sucked up. Okay, so that is known as sponging type of mouth part, and this is present in the housefly. And the last one, that is the siphoning type of mouth part, which is present in the butterflies. So it will be just like that. It will have a curved structure. So this is the butterfly, or in case of the mosquito, they are going to have some type of mouth part that is siphoning. It's just like a curved structure. So these are the different type of mouth parts. Okay, remember that. So these are the different type of characteristics, physiological characteristics we have seen. Now we'll come to the different species which are economically important. Some of the species, they are not. They are acting as a pest, or they are harmful animals. So let us see all those animals. Now after that, come to some examples of arthropoda. Okay, so those arthropods we can divide in 3 groups. We have divided in 3 groups. A number of other groups are also here. So first group we have seen, that is economically important insects. That means which can be helpful for mankind. Okay, so first of all, if you see one example, that is apis or honeybee. We know honeybee is very much important. Okay, so just see what is that important thing about honeybee. You need to know that this honeybee is a social organism. Okay, they live in society which have 3 different groups. Okay, what are they? One is queen. Okay, second one is worker, and the third one, this is drone. Okay, queen is female, obviously it is a female. Workers, they are also female, and drones, they are male. The queen, which is the female organism, workers, this is we see in case of queen, this is the fertile animal. That means the queen is the only female who is reproductively they can undergo reproduction. Okay, but if you see in case of the workers, they are female, but they are sterile. They cannot produce the egg. They are the sterile honeybee. And the drones, they are also the fertile. They are males. Okay, if you see in case of the queen, it is going to have how many chromosomes? See, chromosomes are going to be very much important. Queen have 32 chromosomes, workers, they have 32 chromosomes, and drones, they have only 16 chromosomes. So they're going to have different chromosome numbers. And why this is possible? See, in case of the queen produce 2 types of eggs. Okay, the eggs are of 2 types. One is the first type of egg. This is the haploid egg. Okay, and another is the diploid egg. Okay, that means one is unfertilized egg. Okay, and the second one is the fertilized egg. Okay, if the egg is not fertilized, then it can give rise to the males. Okay, remember the haploid egg, whenever hatched, it will produce the drones. Okay, or the male. And this diploid, which is actually developed from the fertilized egg, which is actually formed from the meeting of male and the female gamete, that will give rise to the female, both worker and the queen. Remember, this is very much important. Now from the honey bee, what we can extract? Is it only honey or some other things too? See, a number of things that can be extracted. Okay, so first of all, we know honey is very much important. honey is important as it is acidic in nature. It is a natural source of lots of different varieties of sugar compounds, as well as it is not also it is not going to have the fats or proteins. It is going to have all the minerals, essential electrolytes are present. Along with that, if you see the house or the beehive, how it is been made, it is made by the wax gland from the workers. The workers form or construct the beehive with the help of the wax produced by the worker bees. Okay, so that wax, the bee wax, okay, that can be useful for other purpose, or like suppose your base foundation of the cream, okay, like moisturizer, the lipstick, all the cosmetics compounds, they're going to have the base, main material is the bee wax. Okay, next one, in case of the workers, they also defensive in nature. That means it can kill the predators. If suppose near the beehive some other birds or some other organisms are coming to destroy their beehive, then the workers produce a poison from their posterior region. There is a sting poison, and they pierce this sting. Along with that, they will release this toxin, and after that the predator will able to get paralyzed. Okay, so that poison is extracted, okay, from the worker bees. This poison is extracted, and that can be helpful for the treatment of a disease, that is arthritis. In arthritis, what happened, the individual will have pain in whenever he or she try to move the joints. Okay, so for the condition arthritis, this poison can be helpful. Okay, next one, another important usefulness is there, that is royal jelly. See, the workers, they provide the royal jelly to one of a queen, and that queen will be converted into a reproductively matured female, and that will be now known as queen whenever they get matured. So that royal jelly is produced in a very less amount. So that's why only in the whole drones who actually collect this nectar from miles away, and that will be given to only one of the female, which later on will develop, form into a queen. So that royal jelly is very much useful for the heart patients. So to the heart patients, this royal jelly is given, provided, and this way the individual can have this treatment. Okay, next one, come to another one. This is very much important to Assam, because in Assam we are rich in different varieties of silk. Okay, so this silk, this is known as bombyx. So we are going to have bombyx more, Phylosomia ricini or Antheria assama. This varieties of silks, they are produced, they are like Pat, Muga or Eri. Okay, so different type of bombyx varieties are there which can produce the silk, varieties of silks. We have this rich culture to extract the silk and produce the clothes. Okay, now after that, come to the last useful organism, that is lac insect. So lac insect, all of us, we know it produces the lac. So that lac can be used as a sealing compound. Okay, whenever suppose some suppose mall, shopping mall is suppose banned by government, disclosed by the government, then they will make a seal. Okay, and that seal, in that they will have a stamp. That stamp will be of lac. Okay, so that lac can be used also as a varnishing compound for the furnitures. Then also a lot of other purposes, for polishing, for making different type of products. So these are nothing but what? This is lac. Okay, so these are the useful organism. Now after that, come to the other organisms which are vector, which now can cause disease or transmit disease. So vectors actually transmit disease. Okay, so what are those organisms? See, first one, if it is Anopheles, female Anopheles mosquito, what it can transmit? All of us, we know this is malaria, isn't that? Next one, Culex mosquito, it can transmit one organism that can cause the disease, that is Filaria. So filaria or elephantiasis. Filariasis or elephantiasis. This disease causing organism is transmitted by Culex mosquito. Next one, if it is Aedes, all of us we know it transmits the disease that is dengue. Okay, next one, red flea, CC fly and sand fly. These are also very much important. Red flea transmit the disease plague. Okay, next one, CC fly, it transmit the disease causing organism, that is for the disease that is sleeping sickness. Okay, now the last type, that is Phlebotomus or sandfly. It transmits the disease that is Kala Azar or black fever. Okay, so this type of organisms, they are the vectors who transmit the disease from suppose a source, that means the helminth, the protozoa, bacteria, that will transmit from this organism via this arthropods to human. Whenever human is bitten by Anopheles, Culex, Aedes, red flea, CC fly or sandfly, then that protozoa or the bacteria or the helminth, they will be injected into our bloodstream or to the GI tract or anything. Then we will have the disease, all these diseases. Okay, then after that, this is now a burning topic of India. This is a gregarious pest, that is locust. Okay, Cacotyphori. So what happened to this locust? This is actually a gregarious animal who actually come in thousands or lakhs of species. They will come together and they will destroy the colonies, and after that they will just fly off. Okay, so what is that? This locust, this is actually a gregarious animal. Gregarious pest means this pest will live in numbers or huge numbers, but they do not have any social organization. Okay, they live in numbers, but they do not have any coordination in between them. They take food more than their size. Okay, 5 times of their weight, and after that they will just ruin the whole crop field within an hour and they leave that space. Okay, so this is a condition. This is happening in India right now. It is very dangerous to the different sites from Bihar, UP, all these regions. They already have destroyed lots of crops. Okay, so this is the disease, this is a gregarious pest, that is locust. Okay, remember all these things. This is all about the phylum Arthropoda. Arthropoda is a very large, actually a group, phylum which include the maximum species inside it. Okay, and this phylum Arthropoda, there is a class which have the largest species, numbers of species, that is Insecta. So Insecta is a class. So in the phylum Arthropoda, the largest class is Insecta. Remember that largest class is Insecta. So all these things, they are all about the phylum Arthropoda. Previous video, the first part, morphological characters, and after that physiological characters. Together you just see, make note from the PDF. That's all about the phylum Arthropoda. In the next video, we'll see the phylum, next phylum, phylum Mollusca. Till now, thank you.